today we are honored to have Chief Meteorologist from CoastTV, Paul Williams. You see him constantly giving you the weather and making sure you're dressed when you walk out the door, right?
Is that what I do?
I think so.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll go with the allegations as long as it comes with a check. I'm good.
So, if you could use magic to do any mundane task for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Clean.
Yeah, be more specific.
Clean the house.
Clean the house? So, yeah, if you could use magic, just wave your magic wand and your house would be clean?
I don't mind doing laundry.
You don't?
Well, good. You can come to my house. I have piles.
Mine would be to clean up all the dog hair in my house because I have 2 Border Collie mixes and they're beautiful. I love them, but they are shedding like crazy. Like all of a sudden today, I just was sitting on the couch and Paisley's just looking at me, and then there's a pile of white on my lap, and I'm like, "You didn't even touch me." And I'm like, "I don't even know how it got here." So to do that, because when I vacuum, I go through 3. You know how you have the little canister that fills up? It takes like 3 canisters. I have to empty it.
I'm taking Glassman's house cleaning. It's my most challenging thing. Again, laundry no problem, but the rest of it, snap.
It's not so much mundane, but the times that I do it, I'm just tired of it because I've had 3 kids already. You know, I have 2 grandsons. Okay. You know, one that likes me, and the other one doesn't. The little one, well, just being honest, she's a little one. He's like a little old man. You know, he's got a receding hairline from the back up here. He's a little bit overweight and chunky. He's fussy if you don't give him his drink, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But my thing, I think if I could snap my fingers so that I could change his diaper without me dealing with it. Okay, and I mean, I've been here, done that. With his mother, you know, and her sisters.
But then you have that long gap from when they were babies to now, and you're like,
you know, there are certain smells. There are certain smells and experiences that you just don't forget, no matter how many years in between the two. And the moment that you do it once, you go, "Oh yeah," kind of like T.I. said, "I've been here before." Right? I'm putting together a prostate cancer walk on September the 29th, and I think the best thing that I heard this week was that all of my permits and stuff like that have finally come through because, man, people...
That takes forever.
That takes forever.
I didn't realize you were doing all that yourself, personally.
Oh, no, literally, I literally fronted the money for this event because it means that much to me.
You're a survivor.
I am a prostate cancer survivor, and I've even developed a whole thing with the prostate cancer guy where well, here we go, prostatecancerguy.com. No, but it because prostate cancer is a disease that kills men and it has no symptoms. And it spreads like wildfire if you don't catch it early. So I felt that when I was going through my episode of prostate cancer, there was a lot of things that were out there on the internet and all that kind of stuff, but it was all scattered. You know, now fortunately I'm a scientific mind and I'm a stubborn individual, so I was determined to find and grab what I could grab to help make my health better. But everybody may not have that gumption or a desire, you know, or proclivity to research like that. So I began to put a lot of things together, and that was one of the genesis and inspirations of doing the whole walk, which is going to be on Cape Henlopen Park on September the 29th, and you can go to CoastTV.com and get entry into all of that. And we're dealing with caregivers and survivors and some folks who have lost people to this thing. 1 out of 8 men, 1 out of 8 men suffer from prostate cancer. And for black men specifically, which I are one, because this is a podcast, you might not be able to tell because of my diction. Some of you don't sound black. What does black sound like? All right. So anyway, but what are you laughing at? He talked about your man bun.
He's the epitome of white. We're sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Basic. I'm drinking pumpkin spice coffee right now.
Hey. First of all, let me make this clear. There's nothing wrong with being white.
No.
Some of my best friends were white. I've even had white people in my home before. So anyway, it's right. See, that's why I appreciate comedy, baby. Right? But 1 out of 6 black men suffer from this. 1 out of 6, and it's preventable.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have somebody stick their finger up at you. You can actually have a regular, good old-fashioned blood test called a PSA. Insurance covers it like that. So if there's anybody that's male in your family, that means anything, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your boyfriend if you got a boyfriend, I don't care. If you were born with a prostate, whether you identify with one or not, you still have a risk of prostate cancer. And that message has to be sent because this is so preventable. When I had my treatment, I was coming off of a heart attack anyway, because I had 6 heart attacks and died once. I'll come back with that one day. Wow. I've died once.
Oh, I want to hear that story.
Yeah, I died once, seriously. And so I was coming off of that, and it was my cardiologist who actually said, well, let's just get some tests out of the way, because fortunately, it's hard to get a primary physician over in Delaware because there's so many retired people with a lot of money, and they gobble up all the good doctors first. Because I'm in television and radio, I'm broke like y'all. Right. Which is why I'm trying to peddle my weather business right now. But it's like he made me take a test randomly. And so, and I'll put it into it, so I don't want to too much, but at a level of a 2.0, it means that they're looking at you like you may have cancer. At a 2.5, they start looking at you to have a surgery and yank it out of your body. Wow. Okay? And for those who don't understand, that's between a man's leg underneath, right next to where the yoo-hoo is. Right? Yeah. So that was deadly. When they measured me the first time, I had 8 something. Wow. So they said, that's unusual. Let's just don't press the panic button. The next week they took it. 1 week later, it was 9. Then they said, let's make sure before we start doing a biopsy, The next week it was 10. So I was fast tracking my way to being dead. Wow. We have pre-registration at 8 o'clock. You can still go online and register. It's on CoastTV.com. And it's a 5K walk where you will be giving awareness packages. You'll get a brochure that helps you with all the national places where you can get information. Zero, there's a place called Zero that helps pay for your treatments if you don't have the insurance to cover it. There are all these options that are out there to help you pay for this type of thing. And we put it all in one package so that you can have that information. We're going to have people that are testifying to their survival stories. We'll have some ladies who have lost their husbands that will be talking about it. We have Lorette in place because we also have some people that are going to give their story in Spanish because it also affects every man, and we have a population in the Georgetown area that's coming over, and that's going to be on that Sunday, 10 o'clock for the walk. It's going to be building of community, and so it's just a community effort to bring awareness to that particular cancer. That's most important. If nothing else, remember, a PSA is a simple blood test. Do it every time you get your yearly exam. So next year, that's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you get your husband to do. That's what you get your man to do. That's what you get your husband to do. I'm making a lot of assumptions around the room.